What's up, Queerdos, and welcome back to my channel. We are continuing the Monochromatic Makeup series, and today's color is purple. I know, right? Purple, 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 dripping in purple and slimy green.
Old emo, queen of scene.
So this is our purple look today. If you want to follow along and see what products I used and how I did this look, then you should keep on watching. Don't think too much, just sip some poison. All right, we're doing purple today. Yes, we are. We're gonna start with the eyes, obviously. I'm not really sure what we're going for yet today. I think I'm just gonna feel it out. I've got a few ideas, but we're gonna start with my classic purple, blown out, glittery, textured, smoky eye, because it's a go-to for me. It's my favorite. I've done it since I started drag and I can't get over it. All right, now purple, you can go a lot of different ways. We can go very blue-toned purple, or we can go very pink-toned purple. I think I have more products in the more pink-toned purple range, but I think we can still mix both. So I'm gonna start with the cooler tone purple on the eyes, because if anything, it'll help the eyes stand out, I guess. Yeah, let's just garage door lit it. We're garage door litting it. In the last video, I did one eye before filming it. This one, I'm gonna do one, I'm gonna film figuring it out, because why not? That seems fun. All right, so we're just gonna start off with a big kind of grimace purple chicken nugget on our face. What is grimace? Grimace, never mind. This would have been great to remember having during the pink challenge, because there's so many pinks in here. Made by Mitchell Color Case. This light lilac color, Ruffles. It's called Ruffles. It's a very pale lilac purple. So I'm gonna use that in the center of the lid, like that. I think I'm also gonna use it to carve out where I want my eyebrow to go, my brow bone. Got that nice cream base down. I love this palette. Okay, let's dip into some shadows. Okay, so we used a cool kind of base, but the color eyeshadow we're gonna use is gonna be a little bit warmer, so I think this will help give it depth. I don't know what I'm doing. We're gonna use C5, which you can barely see. It's been very well loved, but it's like a hot, like electric purple. And I'm gonna kind of start right here. Putting it under the eye as well. Yeah, it does make this purple a lot deeper by it going over top of that cooler tone, and that's kind of what I want. Okay, so I'm gonna dip into a little bit of C1, which is a light, like lilac purple, which I also have used a lot of, as you can see. If anyone has intel on if you can get replacements for these colors, I don't think you can, but like, that would be like so great. Kind of start at the edge of that purple and blend up just over all of the edges here. We start to get a nice like, whoosh. It's a professional term. Whoosh. Pop it on the inner corner. I think having this cool toned purple base is giving a coolness to all of these purples, even though they are quite like fuchsia based. See, it's nice and rich and saturated. I think the camera's having trouble picking it up because it's so saturated. It looks much more dimensional and deep in real life. Okay, so now to deepen up the outer part of the eye, we're gonna take our good old Game Over Play Pigment, which is the black one. So a black cream liquid something for your eyes. And I want to keep this right to the outside of the eye this time, just kind of to like give that lash line lift. A little bit more demure. A little bit. Just a bit. Just like a little bit. So I was actually being a nerd and I was looking up origins and meanings of the color of like purple, and I did know that purple was like associated with royalty, because I always knew it was like a hard pigment and a rare pigment to find and be able to make, and it was very expensive, and that's why it was associated with royalty, because they were the only ones that could afford it. But the place where the color, like the pigment purple, was kind of created, I guess, is in like what's now modern day Lebanon, and it was secretion from snails that were found in the Tyrian region, and it was called Tyrian purple. And they actually, if you were not royalty, you were banned to wear it because of how rare and expensive it was. They wanted it to only be for royalty, and I was like, whoa. But yeah, it's no shock to anybody that purple is my favorite color. I love its versatility. Depending on how much each of its colors that makes it. You can have like a whole spectrum of purple, but it still reads as purple. And I love that about it. Purple's also really, for a long time, been associated with queerness as well. In the queer hanky code, the lavender color is to represent drag queens. It's also a prominent color in a lot of queer flags. The bisexual flag, the non-binary flag. There's one that's all gray and I think purple. If I figure it out, I'll put it in. I think purple's always been my favorite color because I'm very indecisive. And it can work a lot of different ways. Like everyone has a different idea of like what purple is. And I love using it in my drag because I just love what it represents. Because like the kind of purple that I like, this hot slime purple, isn't just from mixing primary red and primary blue. That gets you like an eggplant color. This color is from like hot pink and blue. So if you think hot pink is very feminine associated and electric blue would be very masculine associated, and when you blend them together you get a perfect combination of the feminine and the masculine, a blend of the two. I overthink things obviously, but you know, I'm gonna go into my Trixie and Juno palette from Trixie Cosmetics, and I'm gonna go into the color Wormhole. Wormhole! Love that word, wormhole. And there is a deeper color in the Norvina palette, but I find it pulls really red, like very eggplanty purple. This one is just like a deep version of the purple I just used. So yes, we're palette jumping. But when it's for our girl Purple, we palette jump. We don't just settle. This is the purple look. I have to do her justice. So we're just pressing it over the black and letting the excess blend out those edges. So we're gonna take Grim Reaper and just ray in that very inner pocket, the outside of the eye. Just a little bit of black. Just to give it like a vanishing point. Vanishing point! Listen to me! I sound like I know shit today. Come on! What do I want to do next? This is one of the best pigments from MAC Cosmetics. It is called Violet Pigment, and I have been absolutely obsessed with this since I worked at MAC, which was a very, very, very long time ago. But it's this like really gorgeous pigment. Like it looks kind of intense in the pot, but it's got such a high pearlescent to it that it goes to this like, the camera's not even doing it justice, but it's like, it just shines this like electric lavender color. Gorgeous, gorgeous. When I go full purple, I put this all over. We're gonna start with a little bit here, but we're gonna go extra once the rest of the face is done. I just want to give you a preview, and this is mostly for me. There I go with my middle finger again. Like, are you joking? I'm gonna put it on the lid too. We're gonna use glitter, obviously, but oh wait, no, put it on the brow, down to the lid. Yeah, we're just putting this everywhere. We're putting it everywhere. Yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. We're putting it everywhere. It's what's happening. I can't help it. I can't help it. Yeah, you know? Right? That's how Jaylene picks up the phone. Whenever she calls me or I call her, she picks up and she goes, right? I'm gonna go do the other eye because we need to move on. We need to move on. Okay, so I popped on most of my base, some of my highlight because I want to do cream, contoury, blushy moments before I set the makeup. So I want to use some of the colorful foundation from Sunset Makeup in purple. Take a bit of that. I'm gonna take a little beauty blender, the little diva, and just like at the back. It's a lot deeper. Do that moment. Just kind of like the back of the cheek there. Wow, it's almost the same color as the eyeshadow. Damn. Come on, Sunset Makeup. I feel like this is bringing it to another place, a more alien place, and I'm kind of here for it. I have 2 new products pertaining to this area of the face. They're both from She Glam because I had to restock my face powder, so I always just like buy fun things because they're not very expensive, but they're usually good quality. Like a lilac, and it's so weird because it's like lilac on the top there, but then like hot pink in the middle, but it's a liquid blush. So I think what I want to do, I'm doing that. Okay, well, gray. It does look cute, but it does look like gray. No, it looks gray. Wow, if it looks gray on my skin, I don't know who the fuck this is for. But you better work, Diva. I guess it'll be our color base for blush. Wow, okay. Well, everyone watching right now is probably like, wow, the $4 blush was shit. Fork found in drawer. Like, this is kind of a hard miss, everybody. Like, it's kind of, I think the only reason it's showing pinkiness is because it pulled off my foundation underneath. Wow, okay, that one was a fail. I am just going back over with my sponge now so we can alleviate whatever the fuck that was. This stuff is like in the trash. No thank you, ma'am. I did swatch it on my hand before and was like, it doesn't seem great, but like that's bad. My god. Okay. Well, we're gonna take some of the, oh god, the sticker fell off this one too. We're gonna take some of the pinkier purple Trixie Cosmetics Play pigment. These always save the day. I thought it was gonna be pinkier than the foundation. It is not. Hey, alright. So we've got that cream blushiness down. Now I'm scared about this. But I also bought lavender setting powder. So it's the Insta Ready Face and Under Eye Setting Powder Duo. So it's got like a loose powder for all over, I guess. And then a more like pressed version for under your eyes, maybe? I don't know. We're gonna use both. We're gonna do both things. Why not both? So we're taking powder puff. We are dipping into our lavender powder on the sponge, under the eye, packing it on. I've never tried a like color tinted under eye powder except for like super white, but I found out that buying like white foundation powder or white tinted powders outside of like that Patrick Star one is just like non-existent anymore. So I'm gonna start to go to color theory. I have a feeling that while this may come across a bit gray in the big scheme of things, it will come across as like the same as a white highlight would. Okay, so we've done that in the center, and we might go and reinforce it because it also has in the top here like a pressed version, and it's like a very light lilac lavendery color. So, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish setting the rest of the face, do some more base things, and we'll be back to finish off with some powder blush. Well, Miss Lavender Powder. I mean, I feel like it doesn't look too bad on the viewfinder here, but in person, I look hella gray. I don't know what I was expecting, but yep, she's gray. We are gonna go in now for some blush and try and hopefully warm this up, because right now it's giving like mermaid siren, but like the dead kind. We're gonna go into Buttermilk Blush by NYX. This is All the Butter, which is their like bright grape Barney purple color. And it's very purple, but it's got a lot of pink in it, so I hope it'll save this cheek. Okay, work. Okay, that's saving it a little bit, I think. Blend it right through the outside of the eye and into the temple. Now, because our base blush, our cream blush we put down is so cool toned, I think I can actually use this. I was afraid it was going to be too berry, but we can go into Back to the Fuchsia from Trixie Cosmetics, which is... I really bought it for moon boots, can you tell? The lilac color, but I think we can use a touch of Cyber Babe. It's very berry toned, but because our blush is so cool toned, I think we can use it and it'll read as purple. Yes. Okay, work. And then we're gonna go into Moon Boots, which I don't think is gonna help with. This one's got a little bit more pinkiness than the lavender shades on the apple of the cheek. Yeah, I think in person that brought some life to it. This is very much like my baby pink blush that I'm obsessed with, where it doesn't really do a lot, it just helps with the vibe. It's just the vibe, I don't know. I'm gonna blend that Moon Boots color up temple here too. I feel like it needs... We need something here that's like very like lilac, like that pinky purple. We're gonna go into our trusty Tainted palette. We're gonna go into for the color Tainted, which is this lilac purple color. I mean, it's a lot of blush, but this is fun. We're having fun, so I think it's kind of cool. Blends into the eye nicely, and we're gonna further that. Let's just use this Tainted color, kind of pulling the eye into the blush, the bottom of the eye, using that Tainted color. Okay, we're gonna go into our purple blush and smoke out the eye, the blush we're creating. I'm gonna go into with a little bit of white powder. I don't really love this one, but it will help bright area here for right now. Okay, and then, oh, we have to add more violet pigment. That's what we need. What am I even thinking? What were you even thinking? You are not to use that pigment again, Rose. So let's take a bit of violet through the back of our cheek as like a highlight moment. Oh, I had this picked out because it's kind of, it looks really pink, but it reflects almost very, I think because it's a pink base with a blue reflection, it gives purple, so we're gonna use it in our purple look. Yeah, I think that gives purple down. Yeah, I think that was the right choice. The Tubby Custard highlighter from Glisten Cosmetics. Highlighter, blush. Okay, I've sketched in some eyebrows, so we're gonna go back to our Mama Mitchell palette. We're gonna pick up some of the color Lay Low, which is this purple here. Just filled in over top of where I sketched in the brow with some eyeshadow. This cream product. And then, while those are still wet, we'll go in with our Trixie and Juno palette, the wormhole color again. Press the color over top of that, kind of like the middle to the end. And we'll go back in with Tainted, that lighter lilac shade, and set the beginning of the brow. I do want to go in with a bit of this Ruffles color again. I'm just going to carve underneath the brow a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna just do like a little highlight on the inner corner. Yeah, I like that. I like that, yeah. The next thing I want to do is a little bit of glitter. So we're gonna take Avani Cosmetics glitter. These are my favorite ones because I've depotted them, or the ones I use the most. Let's start with this one. It's like a great purple color. So I think that's just what this eye is calling for. Ooh, fun fact. Purple looks really different on camera, and my finale gown, which actually this makeup is kind of reminding me of, but my finale look, we almost made that full latex gown, which was like 6 yards of latex, out of a purple that when we put it on the camera showed up like royal blue. So I'm super happy that we caught that. So if you're ever going on television and plan on wearing something purple, make sure to do a screen test, or else you might end up in something that looks blue. But here, it's looking really good in the viewfinder. Okay, so I'm actually going to show you all the eyeliner bits this time because we're going to use a purple product for one of them. So I'm going to start by doing a line on the inside here. And basically what this line is you're outlining the edge of the eyelid that you've drawn on, the eyelid. And you're basically creating, I love this word, I can't believe I don't use it more often. You're going to create a vanishing point for all of your shadows here. So we're creating a vanishing point for that lift of our eye. Now going in with my bottom eyelashes. I'm also going to go in and add some brow hair, and that's our basic kind of eyeliner moment. Now that our liner's on, I notice that I want to like soften and blend that wing up into the shadow. So I'm going to take some black eyeshadow just on the edge of our liner here where it meets our actual eyelid. Helps the eyeliner not look so much like eyeliner and more of part of the shape of the eyeshadow. We all know how much I love my white eyeliners. My white liquid eyeliners, I use them for every look. It's half of Helena Poison, so it should be no shock to anybody that I have an affinity for collecting different colored liquid eyeliners, especially if they're waterproof. So we have the Lilac Epic Wear liner from NYX Cosmetics, and we also have Lavender Days H2O proof eyeliner from e.l.f. So I kind of want to use this one in place of the white today, and then this one for some fun little accents. So we've added like a lilac line to like continue out our eyelid there. Alright, so we did just like a few moments with the lilac. It's honestly almost the exact same color as the eyeshadow, so we're gonna go in with the lighter Lavender Days color, which is a very pale lavender. I like blending them together to get this cool 3D effect, I guess. Okay, so it's giving cute, it's giving subtle, it's giving way too easy to make this look like a cute like galaxy look. So we're gonna do that. Using the light purple to create like a little clusterfuck of stars. Dot things, work, mama. This is something I've done since I started drag. I don't know, I love having little like cascading dots coming out from things. Extra shine in the middle on top of that glitter. That looks super trippy, I like it. I love it! Well, yes, I love it. Or actually, you know what? Let's just move on to lips while I'm here, and then I'm gonna have to rush because I'm running very behind. Okay, so for a lip, I wanted to still give like a nude lip, but outlined with like a rich purple. So I've got Black Cherry from Kimchi, and I'm gonna line my lips with this. It blends out to this really pretty like grape color. Well, I guess literally black cherry. We have this lip liner on. It's like a very wine kind of berry grape color. Now I don't have a purple lipstick, but I think what we should do is make one. Let's take Stacy from Trixie Cosmetics. Let's mix it with a little bit of the Sunset makeup. Okay, so we got that base on. I'm gonna go in with the CoverGirl in Plum Partner and just kind of shading the lip with that a little bit. Okay, so now we have a very purple lip. You could totally just put like shimmer or gloss on this and call it a day. but I have to go ahead and try and fuck it up. I think what I want to try is using this nude lipstick in the middle. See, now I think that's so pretty. So this is a new lipstick I just got. It's like really close to being my skin tone, and that's why I bought it, but I just really wanted this like watercolory, very like anime background sunset kind of moment. Oh, that looks so good, bitch. That looks so pretty. I'm gonna go finish doing this on this eye. I'm gonna do my little white highlights still. I don't have purple contacts right now because I went to find them the other day and one of them is ripped. So, but I'm still gonna do some contacts and put on my purple look, and we'll be right back. And this is the finished look, everybody. We've got purple monster titties from my very best drag runway. We've got my finale hair from the finale of Canada's Drag Race Season 5 to go with our beautiful monochromatic purple makeup. Give you one last look at all the gorgeousness. It's feeling very intergalactic. I feel very hot, very cool. Leave a comment down below. What's your favorite part about this makeup? Like the video. Let me know that you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, because then you can know when I post a new video, which is
every Tuesday.
And with that being said, I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye. So hold on the line for poison control. Poison. Don't think too much, just sip some poison.